Yeah, this thing working. Yesterday I was trying to practice with this. I was having so much trouble. Anyway, good morning, beautiful people. I'm just popping on here live. I'm going to do my first kind of like interview thing. And there's my special guest right now waving at me. Kelly, I'm just going to go ahead and invite you in and then do the intro with you on because I don't like that awkward pause it takes for like waiting for you to come on. Just so I'm just here to talk Reiki this morning. Good morning, Kelly. Thanks for popping in.
Good
Um,
morning.
so we're here to talk Reiki, you guys, because if you follow me, you know it is my latest, greatest passion and obsession right now. And I just want to bring it into the world, help spread awareness, and give people a bigger picture besides my own perspective of what Reiki is like, what it's all about, what it can do for you. So I had my wonderful Reiki sister graciously volunteer and say she would participate with me in this interview. So without further ado, here's my Reiki sister, Kelly Makura. She's a Reiki practitioner as well. We were in the same class together. A mom. She's just amazing, wonderful. So we only graduated together like just over a month ago, but I feel like I've known you forever. You make me feel so comfortable. So anyway, Kelly, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on here, and I'm excited to do this with you.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start off with just give us a little bit of, personal background, whatever. I'd like for you to talk about the fact that you are from Hawaii, like your Hawaii ties, and then leading you to wherever you are now.
Yes, of course. I have to say, I am wholeheartedly enjoying all the birds in your background because only at home can you hear that kind of noise early in the morning.
Yeah.
You can't find those birds anywhere else. Well, I mean, I'm sure you can, but that's where it brings me back to. Okay, born and raised from Hawaii, born on Oahu, but lived in Pearl City, Honolulu. I have family on the Big Island. My Hawaiian history is actually on the Big Island, Ka'u and Kohala. And I lived on the Big Island for a few years, Honoka'a, Waimea, and that's where I met my husband. So we've been together since high school. Went to UH Manoa and did my years there, and then decided I needed a change. So we all moved up to California, and we lived there for about 10 years, and now we're in Oregon, and we've been here now about 8 years, and really, really like it. It's hard. It's really hard to be away from home, but we found a really wonderful local Hawaii type community here. So we feel pretty good staying here.
Yes. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys have been around.
Yes. We have.
But that's the thing when you leave Hawaii, you always want to find that place that's like a little bit reminder of home now.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, thanks for sharing all that background with us. So, why don't we jump into giving some of your personal Reiki experience? So, this would be like whatever you experienced prior to leading you into wanting to be a practitioner.
Okay.
If there is anything to share there.
Yes, yeah. I've had Reiki done several times with different practitioners in the area, whether it would be an acupuncturist that I'd see who does Reiki, and she's really, really good at it. So I've done Reiki with her. I've had Reiki done, like I've had a practitioner in Canada, and she would do Reiki on me long distance, and she's phenomenal. So I've had Reiki throughout, I'd say, the last eight 8 years or so. But when I decided to do Reiki myself was last year. I think a big calling for me was the fact that we were in the middle of a pandemic, and it shook everybody's lives and completely changed all of us forever. So I really wanted to do something, and I didn't know what to do, and was feeling really helpless. And something came across my feed about Reiki, and I was like, okay, I think this is something I can do. This is something I can tap into and be able to help with healing the masses and the collective, because being stuck at home, not being an actual doctor or anything like that, I can't do anything to help. So, and this is, yeah, it's been wonderful, being able to do Reiki on family and friends, and people that I come across in passing, or being able to do quick Reiki on an ambulance that drives by. Like, I really feel like I can do something, and this has been a wonderful thing to do for me.
So when you say your Reiki experience before, sorry, I forget already what you said that what did you say the people, because they weren't just Reiki practitioners, they were
Yes, yeah. So I had one gal who's an acupuncturist.
acupuncture, right?
Yes, yeah.
So when you had those sessions, was it getting only Reiki, or was it that they had Reiki and then they did the other stuff and they, just kind of had Reiki flowing through them kind of thing?
So, so for my understanding now that we've gone through, what we've learned through, is Reiki is always going to be in everything you do and everything you touch. Because now that you're attuned and you're on, it turns on when you're not thinking about it, especially when you're giving care and you're giving love to somebody. And so with my acupuncturist, when she would do Reiki on me, it would be flowing throughout the session, because she's placing the needles and all that stuff. But then after she places all the needles and I'm ready to rest, then she would do like a short Reiki session, like intentionally that way, and then she would leave, and then I would just receive all the healing that acupuncture and Reiki provides.
Okay, so would you be able to identify what your experiences were like with the Reiki, what it did for you, that when you heard about Reiki later or last year, it made you feel like, oh yeah, that's what I want to do, versus being like, oh, I want to do acupuncture on somebody?
Yeah. So for me, and especially because I love to work with my hands, so I'm an artist as well, and I love to craft, and I've always found a connection with my hands. So when I had learned more about what Reiki was, and how a lot of it is to do with, either with touch or above touch, that resonated with me. That was like, that's something that I feel like I could really be a good contributor to. And my dad had, I think what Britt, our teacher, would say, hot hands. So when he would pray over us as kids, his hands would always turn hot. And so I believe, he had the ability to tune into and tap into energetic healing. Just, it was never brought to his attention. He has no idea what that was. So, yeah. And the
Right.
difference for me, I feel, the best way I describe it to people is like, massage is like physical touch and everything on the outside, but Reiki feels like massage for the inside. Like, there's some relaxing, and it even gets you to this like calm, almost meditative state, so that everything in your body kind of shuts down, so that the energetic healing can kind of work its way throughout your body. And I love that. I love that. I don't need to see it, because I can feel it. I feel it a lot. So I know it's there. I know it's working.
Yeah. I love the way you just described that. I'm going to have to borrow that when I
Please
explain
do.
to people.
Yes, please do.
Okay, great. I think that's perfect. That leads us up to now your experience as a practitioner. And I know already about, well, I'll just let you take it from there. I don't want to say too much. So,
Yeah,
whatever you want to share in that area.
yeah. I've always had the ability to sense or to tell what was physically bothering somebody. It was just something that I could pick up, or something I knew. But being able to do Reiki on someone, whether it's in person or distance, has been able to kind of amplify that ability to see, basically see with my hands, of like, what is what is blocked in their body, what needs extra care, what part of the body feels depleted, and it's it's wonderful, especially when you're able to get the feedback and validation of like, oh yeah, that was exactly what was going on. So knowing that I'm able to do that, even though I can't see the energy, I can't, you can't see the energy that you're putting into somebody, but being able to watch the physiological reactions too with the leg that kind of moves because energy all of a sudden moved there. When I was doing Reiki on my husband the other day, I I could almost feel like his body was vibrating, like just as I was putting energy into him, his legs were kind of just like slightly moving. And when we talked afterwards, he was like, "Yeah, it felt like this beautiful bolt of energy that just went through his legs, and his legs didn't know what to do with it because it was so wonderful and so much." So I'm like, "Huh, that's crazy." It's just not something I ever would have predicted. And what I love is like every Reiki session is totally different. So even though you get Reiki done by the same person one time, the experience will be different every time because your body needs different things at different times. And so that's also what I love about Reiki is that you can give healing in so many different ways, so many different times, and it's endless.
Yeah, that's so. I'm glad you pointed that out. That's so true. Um, would you say so? When I Reiki people, that the whole like kind of getting messages and picking up on stuff that's very new for me, and I'm just curious when you work at the energetic level, do you think that, like, say if I get a message or you get a message and you share it with someone and they might feel a little bit like, I'm not really sure if that totally resonates with me, that it's possible because it's on an energetic level that it's something, a layer deeper that maybe they might not be aware of yet up here?
Absolutely, absolutely. There's a lot of times where messages can be shared, and what I like to say is, if it doesn't resonate now, don't worry about it. It'll either come up later, or it may have been meant for somebody else that you're in contact with. So if it doesn't resonate, throw it out. Like, just don't even think about it. Don't worry about it. Don't. And most of the time, I say it comes up later. Like, if it didn't come up in that session, it'll come up later. Whether it's within the next hour or a few weeks later, they're like, "Oh, that's what she was talking about."
Yeah. Okay, and then, oh shucks, I was wanting to ask you one more thing about that. Hold on one second, let me see. Uh, Shucks, the question just ran away from me. Okay, well, maybe it'll come back. So let's just jump into. I'm so. Okay, I remember. I was going to ask you, in your experience working on different people, if you feel that there are, like, could you possibly point out any, I guess, commonalities or just like maybe like an underlying theme or something common that people tend to come to see you for, and then I don't know. Do you understand the question I'm trying to ask you?
I think I do, and
Okay.
I'm kind of I'm getting a little choked up because even though people don't know why they're coming to get Reiki and they're feeling pulled or they're feeling drawn to come get it, it's because the underlying, maybe not even conscious commonalities that everybody wants to feel loved. Everybody wants to feel that universal love, that universal energy, that healing, that safe space that they can be seen and felt and heard and healed all in the same time. And they may not know that on the conscious level, but it's definitely subconsciously across the board. Like all of us are walking around this world so broken for so many reasons and not knowing exactly how to take care of ourselves or how to heal. And so when something they see kind of resonates, like, oh, I'm interested in that, or they're kind of perked up by it, it's because it's their own heart, their own soul saying, we need this, please. Like,
Mm.
go get some love, go get some healing. And
I love that.
I think that's the underlining theme.
Yeah, the whole time you're talking, I was looking for the heart button, at the bottom. I'm like, I want to heart this, but I don't
Yeah.
get that option. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so let's move right into something exciting that you have going on, I believe, today. Okay, again, I won't say too much. I think you have something exciting happening. I want to open the floor for you to talk about that.
Yes, thank you. I'm super excited about this. So, I've been thinking about this for a long time, and I've been trying to figure out how to launch it, how to talk about it, how to bring it out into this world. But Kiri, you've been such a huge inspiration for that. Like just pull the plug and go. So I am today launching my healing portion of my business. I focused previously a lot on art. Yes, and I love art. Art is also part of my healing. That's a big, big part of my healing. But now that I have Reiki training and feeling really confident in that, I'm ready to launch all of my healing services. And last night it was so beautiful because I think I was sharing with you, like I was trying to figure out like the name and of business or whatever. How am I going to get this started? And I just got this message of like that part of it's not important because it's all me. Like it's all part of me. Everything that I do is a part of me. So it's okay. Just go. So I'm going to be launching my Reiki offerings. So I'll be doing Reiki in person in the Portland area that's local and offering distance Reiki to whoever, anywhere, everywhere. I'm also going to be offering my Akashic readings. So I've done Akashic record readings, which is in a nutshell, it's the metaphysical library that's kept on each soul. And I have the ability to help tap into that and offer any kind of messages and guidance from their angels and their guides as to anything, basically. So I'm excited about that. I'm also going to be offering two other art type sessions. So one is I am calling it planting the seed session. So it's a wonderful way to be able to have a conversation. It's like having a conversation with a really good friend about a creative venture, whether it be a creative project or anything you want to create, or even creating art, music, writing, creating a family, like anything you want to launch and create, this is a great session for that. So it's called a planting the seed session. And we do this conversation, and I get lots of downloads and messages about what your angels and your guides want to share with you to help you with that process. And then if people want to go into developing this creative idea, I refer them to coaches like you, Kiri, because that's not my specialty. I'm really good at like the idea, but I lean on coaches like you to help others with the further along process. And then the other session I do is I'm calling it Mourning the Loss of Love session. I used to call it grief art, and I think a lot of people were not sure what that meant. But what it is it's a drawing prompt, kind of an art prompt that we do together, and to help you process the mourning of either a lost loved one or grief, mourning the loss of a transition, like the loss of a marriage, like going through a divorce, or the loss or empty nesters, so people who've got kiddos that are moving on. There's lots of ways that we mourn and we grieve, and it's not ever fully recognized and acknowledged because a lot of times you're like, okay, we're just moving on with life, we'll just go, 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 go. But I like to take those moments and really pause and be in that process with someone as I hold their space in their sadness, because it's so important for really fully healing and being able to move on. So,
Amazing.
yeah.
Okay, a quick question about this one that you just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible, do you think, to do like a self one?
Oh,
Like
all the
a
time. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like once you learn how that process looks like, you can absolutely do it for yourself over
No,
and
no, no.
over.
I mean, like, if, okay, so I was just telling a friend the other day that I feel like just in the recent weeks, or days actually, that I've changed so much from who I once was that I actually feel like it's too different. Like I look back at pictures or whatever, and it's not like, oh, that was just so long ago, time has passed. It's like, I feel like a completely different person. And when that happened, I felt like this huge sense of sadness kind of come over me. Like that's how distinct the separation is now. And so I was just curious that's if you think that that's a thing, like you could do the art to grieve the your old self or something like
Oh,
that.
absolutely. Absolutely. Because that old self, that old identity was such a huge part of you for so many years.
Mm.
And even though you know inside of you it no longer serves you and you've like gone into this whole new world that you want to be in, you have to give gratitude. You have to mourn to how far that old self brought you. Like that old self brought you to this point in this place and where you were supposed to be. So, oh, definitely doing art. And a lot of it too is like, I think, there's this stigma that art has to be pretty or it has to be like lovable or sellable or, all that kind of stuff. What I'm talking about is the kind of art that's like, that can be like grimy or yucky or only in black or, just because our bodies want to express something and they want an outlet to do that. And so for me, it's art. Like art healed me when I was grieving my dad. Like when he died, all of a sudden, I was so lost. My entire soul, mind, body, spirit, everything was lost. And if it wasn't for healing, for art, I don't know how I would have healed from that. Because I did a lot of crappy art. Like I was so angry. I was so mad. And it's amazing because it's been years now since I've done that kind of art. But anytime I pull that art out and I look at it, it brings me to such huge tears. Like it brings me right back to that moment of like that's how I was feeling at that time. But I'm so grateful that I was able to get that out. Because as we know, with like things that happen with ailments, and it's because it's stuck emotion. It's stuck, things that we couldn't express. And so being able to express your grief is a big part of your own self healing.
Yes. Okay. See, you're so amazing. Anybody who watches this, she is amazing. Like, there's so much more to Kelly here than just like some Reiki, da 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 da. Like, this is total package action right now. So, we've heard about you, your experience, what you love about Reiki, what it's done for you, what you're doing for other people with your launching of your new business. So, let's wrap this up by letting us know how people can find you and get scheduled with you and all of that good stuff.
Thank you. Yes, so I will be getting my act together this morning and posting the link in my profile so that you can click on it and you'll be able to find all the information about how to get in touch with me. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
So, real
her.
quick,
Oh,
can
go ahead.
I do a quick plug for you because you were sharing how this is all, new for you and you're really stepping into this business and this healing business of taking care of people. And I want to say for anybody who's listening, you two are also incredible. I love, 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 love getting Reiki from you. I mean, I've gotten Reiki enough from you now that I have to make sure that I like literally block out the rest of my day so that I can just be in the love and the glowiness of your Reiki healing because your healing gets me in this complete meditative state. Like I had just been on a tropical vacation all by myself with no kids or no husband. And I've come back completely rejuvenated. And that is what a session with you feels like. It's wonderful.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much, and especially coming from you. And I don't want to make this like a back and forth of, oh, we're just going to keep saying nice things to each other. But I am now going to do that because also I have gotten Reiki from Kelly and the Akashic readings, which is something that was never, I didn't even know what the heck that thing was. And I'm telling you, like, Kelly is the real deal. Her Reiki is bomb.com. Like, all the amazing messages and insight and everything that you get, like the Akashic records. For me, that was like a next level expansion of my brain to think about that. But the way that you shared things with me that are so spot on, that I actually wanted to tell you even more about, but then I felt bad to like keep blowing up your inbox with like, oh, and then there was this and there's this. So anyway, thank you for your kind words. I truly, truly appreciate that. That means so much to me. And then, of course, you are the real deal, amazing. So,
Thank
um,
you.
so yeah. Is there anything else you want to add before we close this out?
No, I think that's it. I really appreciate being on here and being able to share with you and to be in this same space with you. I love it. I do. I love it. And I also really appreciate you bringing the vibes from home. Like I can just feel it, like just the sounds and I can feel the air. Like I miss home so much. So thank you for that treat this morning.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I know home misses you. But all right, sister. Look up Kelly Untin Makura. Is that how you say that?
Yes, yes.
Anyways, you're gonna see her name on the live if you want to go check out her page and see what she's up to. Oh, hey, thank you, Perfect Mommy Biz, for posting that up
Yay!
there. And everybody watching, you guys have a beautiful day, and sister, you as well. I'll talk to you
Yes,
later.
you too. Take care.
Aloha.
Bye.